some things here behind me. As you can see, I will be developing my own film. This is my first time ever doing this, so I do hope that it does come out pretty good. And if not, well, I guess you'll be seeing that as well. But I do have all my products behind me here, so let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see here, I am opening up the chemicals that I will be using for this developing process. I am using the C41 chemicals. This is for color film. You will see the packages that I am pulling out here, and it does come with instructions. So I do advise to follow the instructions as precise as possible. Although I didn't do everything perfectly, and my film still came out pretty good. And you will see here that the red labeled package here will be your color developer, and the blue will be your bleach fix. So I am preparing the color developer right now to put into my first container. And make sure that you do label these bottles because you do not want to get these two mixed up. And now I'm just opening up the red label package here, which is your color developer. I will mix these contents into 600 milliliters of water. I will mix them as well as possible, and then I will top it off to 1,000 milliliters. You will be needing to warm up these chemicals, so I do have a sink of water prepared for them. It is around 102 degrees. And as you can see here, I am pouring the chemicals into the first bottle that I did label step 1. And I will be placing that in the sink of water to warm up. And now I'm going to go ahead and label my second bottle to get it prepared for step 2, which is our bleach fix. You will see that I did switch areas to prepare this one. I am in my garage because these chemicals are very harmful, and I did not have a respirator with me. Also, if you do have gloves and you want to use those, that would probably be a good idea just in case the chemicals get on your skin. And now you do see that I am pouring this chemical into 600 milliliters of water that I will be pouring into step number 2 bottle. Then I will get the second blue package and I will pour that into this bottle along with the contents that I just poured in there, but I will do that very slowly as there is a reaction whenever you do pour this in. And I will be pouring these chemicals back and forth because that is what it does require in the directions to mix these chemicals. And I'm just assuming because it does have a reaction to it, so it's probably not a very good idea to close the lid and try to mix this, considering it does have a fizzing reaction. And that reaction can cause a container to fill up with air, thus probably the lid popping off and chemical going everywhere, and you don't want that. So now I'm just topping it off here to 1,000 milliliters, and I will be done with my bleach fix. So now I will take that to the sink as well, and I will let it heat up while I go ahead and prepare my film. So I am cutting the end of the film off here and the corners to make it easier to put into the reel, and then I will put that into my Patterson tank. I will be doing this in a room that is completely dark. You don't want no light at all to touch that film. So now I'm pouring chemical number 1, which is your color developer, and that will actually be in this container for 3.5 minutes. Then you will do 10 inversions, and then you will do 4 inversions after that every 30 seconds. So after the timer was done here, I did pour my chemicals back into step number 1 bottle, and then I filled up my Patterson tank with chemical number 2, which is your bleach fix. You will have the bleach fix in there for 8 minutes, and you will repeat the same steps. So 10 inversions and then 4 inversions every 30 seconds after that. And if I didn't mention this before, I will go ahead and mention this now. You want to make sure that lid is on there correctly, because if not, you're going to have a big mess everywhere. And although I do know that I did put that lid on correctly, I did have some of the bleach fix dripping out of that container, so I did decide to use a rag. So now I am done with the inversions, and I am pouring my chemicals back into step number 2 bottle, and we are very close to the reveal. So now I'm going to go ahead and rinse this underwater for 3 minutes, and after that we will see if the film did develop. While it is rinsing for the 3 minutes, I took advantage of this time to rinse off everything that I did use, and so that way I could go ahead and put it back in the storage container. So it looks like we have pictures here, y'all. And this has a magnet on the end, and I'm just gonna put it at my shower. So I'm just going to pin this up here and just let it do its thing. And we will let it dry out. But yeah, so right now I'm just trying to put up all my chemicals. I'm gonna store them under my sink. My film is going to take a couple hours to dry. I'm so excited to see what came out of those. I'm just happy that I didn't screw the whole thing up. It just shows that you don't have to do everything perfect and precise. I didn't, and that way, if you're feeling a little bit of nerves to be able to develop your own film, you're like, man, I don't want to screw this up. Trust me, it's going to be pretty hard to screw up because I did not do everything perfect at all. I do hope that you guys did enjoy this video and it will help you in your next process of film development, and I will see you guys in my next video.